Hello, members of the CC community. So frankly, I'm not sure if this is the right way to begin a new and important job, but I have a confession to make. As my husband and I were driving with our 2 cats from California to Colorado Springs in a car filled with sufficient belongings to last for the 2 weeks before our movers arrived, I began to have second thoughts about coming to CC. I know that's sad, but it's true. What happened was one of our cats became ill with a contagious condition a couple of weeks before our trip, and so she had to be quarantined. And as you can imagine, that made travel extremely challenging. Nevertheless, we were managing, and as we were driving to Colorado Springs, right outside of Flagstaff, Arizona, we heard this loud bang, and just as we were wondering what that sound could be, smoke began pouring from our car, and luckily we were able to pull over to the side of the freeway just before our engine died and our steering wheel seized up. So stranded on the freeway until around 8 p.m., we were towed to an auto repair shop, which was closed. We finally found transportation to a hotel that we were lucky enough to find. But then we learned that there were no rental agencies that would permit us to drive a vehicle large enough to hold our belongings, our 2 cats, and us, that they would allow us to drive across state lines. Who knew? And then we also learned that instead of arriving in 2 weeks, our movers were going to arrive in the Springs the next day. And with horror, we realized we wouldn't be able to make it to Colorado in time to meet them. So what you'll learn about me is I'm an optimist by nature, and others say that I'm a great problem solver. But all of this was a bit much, even for me. And I began to think that I was being sent a message from somewhere, an omen perhaps, that I just should have stayed in Southern California. That coming to CC was a mistake. First our cat, then the car, and now the movers. Clearly, I imagined this was only the beginning of much, much worse. But I should have known better, because what happened next was truly remarkable. At least it was remarkable to me, but probably not to all of you, because you know how special the community at CC is. So what happened next were that members of the CC community rallied together to help us. They found a way to get us safely to Colorado Springs. And since we still wouldn't arrive in time to meet our movers, a group of caring staff gave up a weekend to meet our movers early in the morning, unpack everything, decorate the house, put out some flowers, leave us a meal. They did everything to welcome us to our new home. Because that is the type of community that you are here at CC. This generosity of spirit, this thoughtfulness, this sacrifice was touching and heartwarming, and something for which I will always be grateful. But beyond gratitude, this series of events taught me something important about the CC community that I am so lucky to be joining. Sometimes we're fortunate enough to experience the more abstract and lofty goals of a community in the everyday actions and choices of that community. And what I was so grateful for on my day arriving in the Springs was to actually experience the qualities of this community that attracted me to you all along. You don't shy away from obstacles. Instead, you make things happen. You're innovative and you approach challenges with a "we can do this" attitude. You clearly have a strong sense of community and you help those in need. It's so obvious to me now that I should have trusted everything that attracted me to you and to CC in the first place. I never should have doubted my decision. And since then, every day has been a lesson to me about the remarkable community that we have here at CC. My meetings with students, staff, and faculty, my engagement with Professor Emeritus Glenn Brooks about the creation of the block plan, my interactions with our remarkable Board of Trustees and CC alums, hearing about the impressive leadership shown by co-presidents Mike Edmonds and Robert Moore during this unprecedented time, and learning about the inventiveness, the sacrifices, and the ingenuity all of you have shown during this time. Every single day has demonstrated to me why this is the place where I belong. So on my first official day at Colorado College, I am mindful that there is much to imagine, reimagine, and create in the coming months as we fully emerge from these difficult times. And I cannot say enough about how eager I am to begin this work, how optimistic I am about the future of Colorado College. And that, my friends, is because of all of you. So many thanks, and I'll see you soon.